Hey, you don't look confident, Bo. You don't look confident when you're doing that. You don't look confident.
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athen, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hence
He got the winning Super Bowl touchdown.
Okay, got a catch. Anybody could have made that catch.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State.
You did it, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Guys, y'all got it. Comment. Guys, y'all.
I don't know what the trade details are. Hold on.
Boom!
They got Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 11 months since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and we're it's gone by so fast.
Oh, it's time to piss Dre off. Pull up a picture of 81. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Rashad Smith.
Rashad Smith. Let's go.
There it is. The Chiefs have done their perfect draft.
Dre's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From my homes to the defense, we give you the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate troop.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, the Chiefs Blitz podcast. I'm your host, Nick Athen, back from a 4-day vacation. It was wonderful. We had a great time. Thanks for holding the fort, gents. We are with Mr. Hence Todd, Mr. Lou Montagna, and Andre Tillman. It is Red Friday as we get ready for the Chiefs and the New York Giants. And I'm wearing my Chiefs and Miami Dolphins shirt today because we may have some Chiefs and Miami Dolphins news on Monday. Could be a big day, Kansas City.
We hope so.
We'll see.
So, with that said, we want to thank everybody for joining in. Thank you for putting up with us. I had technical difficulties. My computer kept resetting, so we are here right now. But again, we want to thank who was number one. Well, I don't know nobody want to say it, but Ruben is number one right now in the chat, and DS is number two, and Sam is number three. Sam Paris is strong.
Sam, give me a call today. I got to talk. Got some business for you.
Oh, yeah.
So with that said, guys, let's get into our sponsor of the hour. That is Underdog. Let's get right into it.
All right, football's back, as you know. You can play Underdog now in Missouri. Play 5 and get 50. You can win up to 1,000 times your money playing the high or low pick'em game. Jackson Mahomes, any of your favorite quarterbacks, any of your favorite players. You can win money on sports. Again, win up to 1,000 times your money. It's pretty simple how we do things here at the Chiefs Blitz podcast. All you got to do is hit the scan here QR code, click on that, and it'll send you right to the setup page. Put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz, register, play $5, get $50 in bonus dollars, and you're on your way. And again, for people who sign up, I'm giving away signed cards. This is a Bobby Bell card. It might be one of them. I'm going to put them in a bowl, and I'm going to take them out. Also, the Chiefs Blitz shop is being set up as we speak. One of the first items up for sale is an Emma Thomas, Len Dawson, Will Lanier, Bobby Bell, Johnny Robinson, all Hall of Fame inscribed football with a case and free shipping for today, $1,250, $200 discount. So if you want it, $1,250, just send me an instant message or send me an email at chiefsblitzkc@gmail.com, and I'll get that shipped out to you today. Also, if you want to win the ultimate ride, the Derek Thomas Mercedes-Benz raffle is ongoing until October 16th. So you got less than a month away. Tickets are $100. Hit the QR code. All donations go to the Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, Third and Long Foundation, Deron Cherry Foundation as well. 100% of the proceeds go to help young children in the Kansas City metropolitan area. Great causes. And hey, it's only $100 and it's tax deductible. So give it a chance right now. Whew. Amount of practice.
A lot of practice. Yeah,
that ball is still a steal.
I know. $1,250 today only.
He said today only. So with that said, let's get into the Chiefs updates. Luke.
All right. So head coach Andy Reid was non-committal. Surprise, surprise. Of course, Xavier Worthy playing on Sunday. Time's yours. We'll see how it goes type thing. Now, again, if you're reading between the lines, it sounded like he was a little bit more positive with Jalen Royals going than Xavier, but I wouldn't be shocked if both of them are active and ready to rock and roll. Next, Mike Dana, Christian Fulton, again, did not participate in practice. Looks like they're going to be out for sure. That's no surprise there either. But, yeah, coach is at the podium giving an update. So here we go.
There you go.
There we go. So with that said, let's get into what you have for us today. I know you said Chiefs who, but my favorite game on what that Lou do is Fact for Cap.
Hensley's favorite segment. Here we go.
Here we go.
Number one in your program. Or no, not number one in your program. Number 10 in your program. Number one in your heart. Here we go. Fact or cap. Here's where we read off some, not typically, it's pretty timely stuff that's happening in and around the NFL. Some things that probably, you can be pretty opinionated on. So we give you the opportunity to say, hey, is that a fact, that statement? Or is it just plain old cap, like the kids say or used to say, or I don't even know anymore. But let's get this thing going right away. Here we are. We are, into week 3. We've got 10 teams. Well, actually, 9 teams are 0-2. One went to 0-3 last night. So that could have been a little bit of an elimination game for the Dolphins, because typically once you go 0-3, that's pretty much it. The teams that are defeated, if you will, Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears, Cleveland Browns. No surprises too much, the first 3. But Houston, basically, a lot of people had them winning their division. They're 0-2. Your Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 0-2. Most people predicted them to win the division. The Saints, the Giants, who the Chiefs play this week. The only game, I think, between 0-2 teams right now. And, the Titans. Did I say the Jets? Yeah, also the Jets. And there's some, crazy statistic out there. One, that if you're 0-3, you're almost eliminated from playoff contention. There's only been a few that have done it, kind of turned things around. The other is that when an 0-2 team plays their third game, if they are an underdog in that game, it's an overwhelming percentage that they win. So not very good news for our Chiefs. So anyway, the statement is this. None of these teams that lose will make the playoffs this season. Fact or cap?
Ooh.
I have to say, I have to go with that. That would be cap. I think I think the Chiefs would turn it around. I think Houston would turn it around. And I'm looking at the list again. I'm looking at who else is on that list. But I think those 2 teams would turn it around. I know you said the Saints. You know what I mean? with the Saints. Yeah. But yeah, I think Houston and the Chiefs will probably turn this around when it's all said and done, because the coaching, everything else. But yeah, I have to go with cap.
All right. So for everybody saying cap, so you're saying that I think what I'm hearing is in the chat that even if the Chiefs lose, they will turn it around and get in the playoffs. That's kind of the gist I'm getting. Yeah. Nick, go ahead.
I'm gonna cap. I mean, if the Chiefs lose this game, again, I'm not sold on a clear-cut winner. I'm not sold on the Chargers in the division, so I think the Chiefs can still make the playoffs just because of the division. But it'll make it much, much more difficult, and really no margin for error, especially in the AFC West. So for now, I'm going to go cap. If the Chiefs go 0-4,
this turned into a Chiefs statement.
If the Chiefs go 0-4, it's over with. You start thinking about next year.
Coach,
I'm gonna definitely go cap. I'm gonna go cap. I do believe that the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs, even if they do lose to the Giants. I still believe the Chiefs can, put up enough wins to get into the playoffs, and I believe Houston as well. So I'll definitely go cap.
Yeah, I'm sticking fact. Any of these teams that lose this weekend, I think you can stick a fork in them. So here we go.
Including the Chiefs.
2. We have a new coach in Chicago. He kind of came in with some bravado, talking a little trash within the division to Matt LaFleur when he first got hired, everything else. And he kind of got his welcome to the NFL moment last week when he returned to Detroit and they promptly smacked his team all over the field. You could say that Dan Campbell might have had a little fun with him, throwing the ball late in the game and got 52 points on him. And he comes out and he says, one of his quotes was post game, "We're not practicing at a championship team level," which I guess I'm sure that's true, but is he? It sounds almost like he's calling a foul on his entire coaching staff.
Right.
But the statement is this. The quote is actually calling a foul on himself. Fact or cap? Because there you go. Dennis Allen might be looking at this and thinking, wow, man.
I had to go. That would be a fact. I think you 100% correct on there. I think that would be a fact. Looking at I thought when he got hired, I thought he was going to turn the Bears around, but still looking like the same old Bears, man. You know what I mean? With Caleb Williams not knowing the offense, he don't know what he's doing behind the offensive line, or don't know the plays. But look here and there, he looks still like he's in a rookie slump. But again, I had to go with fact on that.
Yeah, I got to agree with Hens. I got to go fact too. I mean, I don't think he's done a particularly good job, in with Caleb. Listen, I think his staff is great, but we all thought this was the best hire, period, in the offseason as far as the head coach goes. And he probably has the least to work with at the quarterback position than some of the others. So in my view, I agree with Hens.
It's still early. It's definitely early right now. So, get the boys time, coaching, QB, it's timing, you know what I'm saying? Everything gonna jump right off the meter. You know what I'm saying? Give him some time. Give him some time. So I'm gonna have to go cap.
Okay. So what we're looking at here was whether he called a foul on himself specifically during the press conference, or was it kind of a motivating thing for the entire team? Mm-hmm. Is he calling out his coaching staff after game 2? So all that other stuff about the team and the roster and whatever, that we're really not talking about that specifically with that quote. So I think he is. I think that's probably the way he meant it, but it may have come across a little bit different. So that's why you kind of throw Dennis Allen in the mix, because his defense gave up 52 points last week. So we'll see how this all goes. And moving forward, I think it'll end up working out in Chicago.
I believe so too.
It's just a couple weeks in.
No question.
Okay. Yeah. So there's been so much time. I mean, I've never in my life, in terms of watching the NFL, where there's a particular play that's been called into question more than the freaking tush push. Okay. Mm-hmm. And at a certain point, Fox NFL rules analyst and former head of NFL officials, Dean Blandino, when he came on the telecast last week, says, he just sounded exasperated. I'm so tired of talking about this play, just pointing to the officiating. You had the biggest audience, 33 million people watching. You're zeroing in, showing that the Eagles blatantly false starting and the referees are having trouble officiating, all this. So the statement is this: Dean Blandino will go down as the only guy to stop the tush push. Fact or cap?
I had to go with fact. Finally, somebody's out there pointing the finger at somebody else, not putting a magnifying glass on this issue here. You know what I mean? This is not a play. This is a cheating play. And Saquon Barkley, Shaley Shay, where you want to call him, Barkley, bad knees, where you want to call him. This is a play that's out there that's not fair to other guys. Like I said last week, it's going to cause somebody to actually get hurt. It's going to cause a star player to get hurt for the NFL to actually try to probably band it for this year. You know what I mean? Because, how the guys rolling up on each other's legs and people up under the pile and everything else. This is not rugby. This is football. We don't need to see nothing like this. You know what I mean? Even the brotherly shove, love, or you want to call it push, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I guess the Eagles have found a play that nobody can stop. But again, You know what I mean? I think he'll be fact. He'll be the guy that actually calls and made a person the only one that stopped it this year.
Yeah, I agree. Fact. I mean, the only way to officiate this is to use the overhead cam and allow the officials to review it. And that's it. That's the only way they're going to fix it unless they ban it. But Dean's right. He's going to be the guy. I mean, this is a well-respected individual, well-respected in the referees, well-respected at the NFL level. And if he says he's had enough, when they were offside 4 of the 7 times they ran it against the Chiefs. Any one of those 4 would have definitely taken points off the board, potentially for the Chiefs to maybe have a closer outcome. At the end of the day, Dean is going to be the guy that ultimately gets this changed. The NFL made a statement yesterday, I believe, and they said they expect the officials that will officiate it better, and they need to look at it more closely. So, listen, it's an unfair play in my opinion. Even if the Chiefs were dominant at it, I would still say the same thing. The evidence has been there for a couple years, and the person who saved this is Jason Kelce, who we all love because he's Travis's brother. But his passionate speech at the NFL owners meeting to keep it in play swung some key votes. And at the end of the day, I think they're all regretting it because the NFL took down all the videos. They went after anybody who posted that video or pictures, and they shut them down. And that means the NFL is serious about getting this changed. This is going to be the Jawan Taylor moment of 2026. This is going to be the end of the tush push.
Before Dre say anything, what video you talking about they took that?
Anybody who showed videos of the highlight that wasn't from the NFL itself, they went after them and they exercised their rights for domain to the imaging, and they made everybody take them down. You haven't seen that.
So you're talking
any of those
about
videos
of
for
the Eagles,
3 or 4 days.
Eagles false starting.
The Eagles false starting, yes.
Okay, Coach.
So they took it down because of what now?
That's immaterial. Let's go. What do you think of the factor cap?
Read the statement again for me, Luke. I want to make sure I'm hearing this shit right.
So after all is said and done, what happened on Sunday, when they go to Dean Blandino and he's just like exasperated or whatever, the statement is Dean Blandino will actually go down as the only guy to stop the tush push. Kind of tongue in cheek, but not
fact.
Really.
I'm gonna go with fact. He is. He's the head honcho. He's gonna get it done. I'm gonna go fact.
Okay, so they were 2 votes away from getting this thing rid of. I think the league really wanted the owners to vote against it and get it the hell out of there. I think part of it is that they're not officiating it properly, or they can't officiate it. So as soon as, again, you've got 34 million people or whatever watching, you see it visually, and they kept showing it over and over again. It's like, wait a second.
And good for them to do it.
It's not I don't think there's anything wrong with the play itself. It's how it's officiated. So first thing, the offense has the advantage because they know the snap count. Second, if they're jumping the snap count, now it's like nearly impossible for the defense. They're not allowed to push guys from behind to try to stop it. So yeah, you can go through all this stuff.
You just
but jokingly, our second favorite official, first one's always will be Gene Steratore, but another Paisan, Dean Blandino, has brought the light to this fake play.
Before you go to the before we close out of this segment, it's one guy that's out there can push, probably can stop it. The most heavy set man that's in the NFL, but nobody picked him up. He used to play for.
So he's not in the NFL.
He's not right now. But I'm just saying, do you think, okay, let's put our offensive line versus their offensive line out there, put some Johnsons in front, somebody up front up there, then put the big guys up the middle, and I think that probably stop it.
You know how you stop it?
He can certainly help, I believe, but you also have to be athletic enough to get low, right? That's part of it. Mm-hmm. And the other part is, you have to be able to kind of make that play. So again, he could help if you have some other big guys down there too. But
it just too much wear and tear on the lineman, man.
If the offense already has the advantage of knowing the snap count, and 2, they're able to jump that count, you got no shot.
It's too much wear and tear. It's too much.
Here's how you defend it. All right. Whoever plays the nose tackle or the middle for the Chiefs, that split second, half a second, You take your fist and you hit that ball and you make it a loose ball. If they're not going to call the offsides, if they're not going to call the false starts, they're not going to know when the snap is blamed.
Yeah, I think if you punch the ball out of the center,
they can't see it.
That's an immediate
But they
flag.
Can't see it. They can't see it.
I think that they would.
I don't think they would.
That's the part is if there actually is
a whole fight.
If there's an actual real fumble that happens,
they're gonna go here.
You got no idea where that ball is. You don't know where to spot the ball.
Technically, Chris Jones knocked the ball out.
Knocked the ball out.
Yeah, a lot of that going on there, but it's just like this was. I mean, you don't want to make somebody a martyr. Imagine how fired up the Eagles fans, organization, players will be if they ban a play that they were just so good at.
Tough shit.
They're still going to run it. They're still going to run
Adios.
Drew Tranquill had the ball at the end, man.
They're still going to run quarterback sneak. They're still going to be successful at it. They just won't be pushing the guy. But I hope the referees have the stones to call the guy for going early.
Hey, Sam said cheat on cheating, man.
That's where the real advantage is.
Cheat on cheating, man. Hey, man, it is what it is. Cheat on cheating, man.
Of course, Factor Cap brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy Sports.
Sam,
thanks for playing, gang.
I respect Sam on that one. Cheat on cheating. I respect
cheat
that.
on cheating.
That's right. Cheat on cheating, shit.
Hey, cheat on cheating, man. Hey, I know a lot of people are upset with this play, and it's still going on. It's a hot topic that's on Twitter right now, social media. Everybody.
Well, everybody's got their edge too. Of course, the Eagles fans are going to be saying everybody's crying. If you could, just stop them, they'll stop. They won't run it if you stop them. And okay, if it's officiated properly, that would be like in the NBA, somebody's going up for a layup and you just are allowed to just hit it like Jordan, just take them down, and they don't call it. Well, yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
I have breaking news.
Just keep doing that.
Break the news then.
Joe Burrow's toe surgery was successful. He is looking at a 3-month rehab.
Have we ever heard of an NFL injury surgery that was not successful?
This puts him out till the end of December.
I think Alex Smith was like that. Wasn't Alex Smith's surgery not successful for real?
Well, after the fact, I'm sure when it happened, it's like every single time. I mean, it's as bankable as time's yours. We'll see how this guy does after practice. It's just
too bad for the Bengals. Yeah. It's too bad for Burrow.
We got for Burrow, yeah. For the Bengals, no, because Browning is in there, and Browning about to take my boys to the promised land. Nick, eat that one, Nick. He take my boys to the promised land, man.
They were lucky to win both those games, and they ain't going to win a whole lot more.
They're going, baby. Shout out
so
to
is Joe Burrow the new Andrew Luck? Luke?
Yeah, you can say that.
Hard to say. I mean, they've actually spent some money on their offensive line. Now, it hasn't worked. I think in the Colts case, it just seemed like they weren't going out of their way to spend money on the offensive line. It was like at the end of his career, when he was about to retire, that's when they had arguably one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Yeah.
But too little, too late. So I think Andrew's situation was
phenomenal.
He was a little bit more reckless, right? Beyond the line of scrimmage. Joe's getting hit mostly behind it. So yeah, it's tough either way.
Hey,
I mean, you don't want to see great players having to quit because they just get hurt so much.
Hey, let me ask you this, Lou. If Andrew Luck was to continue his career, do you think he would have had a ring by now?
Hard to say. I think he would have continued playing at a high level, and the Colts, they've now gone through this period of like quarterback purgatory, kind of like the old Chiefs. It was just all okay. Well, this guy will get it done. Well, then we'll bring this guy in. Well, he'll get it done. And there's never any traction. So they finally they draft Anthony Richardson. That's not really going so well. And out of the blue, Daniel Jones is the guy. But Luck. Ring probably not, but I'm sure he'd have been up there for like MVP conversation certain years.
Yeah. So with that said, let's get into the Chiefs versus the Giants preview.
Big game. Big game.
Go ahead and get to the first question, Lou.
All right. Is this a bigger game for Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson? This is So Talk Radio.
Talk radio at its best. In my talk radio voice, Patrick Mahomes. Clearly, this is a much bigger game for him. A lot of doubters right now. A lot of people look at the game film the last 2 games. He's missed some wide open receivers, including that last one on that final drive before he hit Tyquan Thornton for the second time. I think there's some question marks about Patrick going into this game. I think with Russell, nobody expected he'd throw the ball for 400 yards against the Dallas Cowboys,
yeah.
And he looked terrific. But then at the end of the day, when he had to end the game, he had to make the play. He did what he always does. But for me, I think Patrick Mahomes has an incredible amount of pressure on him this week to prove the naysayers wrong, to reestablish himself in the city that never sleeps of New York and the big lights. Go out there and win. Show everybody. The last time he went to New York, he played the Jets. He had a really good game, I thought. Sealed it with a late run. I think the curse of the Giants Stadium or the Jets Stadium is probably null and void at this point, as long as Patrick Mahomes has been under center. So I think for me personally, Russell Wilson has no pressure on him. This is just another game. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes. He has got to win this football game. It's a must win for Patrick Mahomes, I think.
Well, I'd say it'd be a must win for. The pressure will be a bigger game for Russ. You know what I mean? Because you got a rookie that's behind you. Mahomes ain't got nobody behind him that's trying to take his spot. Right? His job is secure for years to come. Now Russell Wilson, his job could be gone the next game. Right? He could be on the bench the next game. So even some fans, Giants fans, are calling for the Bengals to trade for Russell Wilson. And for they can start the rookie quarterback. Now, if I'm Russell Wilson, I put up 450 against the Cowboys, and all the receivers have over 100 some yards. He had a perfect game, besides the end, and he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback as well. So I have to say this has had to be a bigger game for him. I know the Chiefs are 0-2. But I have to say this had to be a bigger game for Russ because, you got that. You do have that pressure over. You do have that person that's over your shoulders that's looking to take the spot. Even though he's a rookie, even though he's a promising rookie. But Russ showed that he put up 400 yards and he still have it. His other teams that's out there got injury at quarterback and question marks at quarterbacks that can be, looking to get a valuable piece. Russell with the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, who never know. There's a fan system calling for. But go ahead, Coach.
I'm gonna say Russell Wilson because of all the antics off the field. He's soft. He can't do this. He only throw rainbow balls or whatnot. And clearly Russell Wilson still has it because that Dallas Cowboy game he put on the show. I think Russell, to me, this is gonna be a statement game for Russell to go out there and show the NFL who he really is and what he can do. And it's like he wanted to make that clear statement to the Giants and to New York City, like, hey, I am that guy. I can't lead the way. I can't lead my guys to the playoffs. Hell, I'm just trying to come in here and show y'all that I can still perform. I don't think there's not a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes for real. It's just can the team get it done? It's more about the team than Mahomes. I think for me, it's Russell right now because we want to see can Russell really get it done against a playoff contending team.
Yeah, I mean, neither team can afford to go 0-3. We kind of went over that in Factor Cap. I mean, the odds of making the playoffs are just, horrendous. I don't know that the Giants were going anywhere anyway, with Russ or without him. But, to Hence's point, I mean, that game against Dallas, I think it's an outlier for both teams. The Giants, is not going to continue. Right. I mean, you saw them the first week against Washington. They couldn't get out of their own way. I think it has more to do with the way Dallas was defending them and their defensive backfield. A lot of injuries. So, just looking at this small sample size in terms of Russ, it's a bigger game for him because he is trying to hold off a rookie and keep his job. It's a bigger game for the Chiefs because they've got expectations that they're a Super Bowl team. So it's not so much a bigger game for Patrick, it's a bigger game for the Chiefs. Patrick you will never have a game that it's bigger for him. He's been there, done that. you talking, used pressure a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there's always pressure. It's the NFL. I mean, it's not for long. If you don't perform, eventually you're going to get run out of town. That's not happening to Patrick Mahomes. Russell, of course, it's just the clock is ticking.
It's been around twice.
Hey, real quick.
So again, in terms of, it's a bigger game for the Chiefs. But if you're just looking at these two guys, I think it's certainly bigger for Russell to put up some type of game because, again, to me, that game last week was an outlier.
I think for me, to piggyback off that real quick, I think
they still lost.
Going to Patrick Mahomes too, the deep ball connections too. So I'm gonna put a little bit on Patrick Mahomes too because you gotta connect with those deep balls too. So we're looking, can Mahomes take good shot? Can Mahomes be as accurate as we know he can be with those deep balls?
Yeah, he's get his feet set.
Yeah, man.
And the next question, Luke.
No, sorry. So will the Chiefs offense finally find its rhythm versus a struggling Giants defense?
Well, they're struggling because they've been giving up points, but I think the secondary is weaker than obviously that front seven is pretty good. And Chiefs offensive line is going to have to play good, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that this has to be the week they find their rhythm. This has to be the week they find their mojo. A lot of talking points were made on Monday morning's meeting with the players as they reviewed the film. A lot of things came to light from what I was told, and I think I said this last week. There's a renewed enthusiasm, but I think they think they're close. I think they believe that internally that this is going to be the week they start winning games again. But the offense has to be playing well from the opening snap. They can't be 3 and out and then figure it out in the middle of the second quarter and then go into the second half and hope that they can turn it around. We haven't seen the Chiefs offense get off to a fast start in a really long time. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers game, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, was probably the last game that they got off fast when it came to their offense. And that was, a year ago, Christmas. So it's gotta turn around. This is going to be a tough defensive front, but if Worthy comes back, at least for a handful of plays that puts him out there, even if he's going to be a decoy, which should help the offense, I think.
Well, I think they got to find a rhythm, right? It's got to start up. It got to start up front. Like you can't get runs. Like Dre said last show, the line ain't open up holes. But again, heck, put Josh Simmons at running back. Maybe you get some runs out there. But again, I feel like they got to find a rhythm. They got to find a rhythm ASAP because it's not looking good. Like I asked, off air, I said. Everybody's blaming, Nagy, the offense, this, but when the offense is good, it's Andy Reid. Could Andy Reid's eyes be getting old? Is he not seeing the scheme like the L seeing the scheme? So I'm going to say, they got to get in rhythm against this Giants game or else. You got the Jags after that. You got the Browns, not the Browns, but Baltimore after that. Then you got the Detroit Lions. That 3 powerful offenses that you're going to be facing up against as well. So we have to see, man. If this ain't the game to get your offensive rhythm, I don't know what to tell you after that. I don't know what to tell you if you don't get a rhythm against this. If Prescott can come up, put up numbers and with his squad, the Chiefs can come out, put up numbers with Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown and Patrick Mahomes. But hey, we shall see.
Well, the Giants' strength, guys, we know is their front four, is their pass rush, right? In order to slow down the pass rush, you must run the ball. So we talked about this last show. Can the Chiefs run the ball? And I feel like this is where Kareem Hunt is going to excel at running the ball, controlling that pass rush. If you can give Kareem or Pop more attempts, I think the Chiefs can really go out there and really impose this will on the Giants defense. Because if they don't really utilize the run, guys, it's going to be a long day for Kansas City. So if they can establish that run first and slow that pass rush down, then yes, Chiefs win this game easily.
Yeah, Dallas had a lot of success running the ball against the Giants last week. Javonte Williams, Sanders, Boobie Sanders came over from the Eagles, Carolina, every other team he's been on. But they were able to basically move the ball at will. Now they have, maybe not, they're not the Avengers from Cincinnati, but you got CD and George Pickens. That's a pretty tough crew to deal with. So that's one part of it. The Chiefs, it doesn't look like anything is easy. I mean, again, in the past, you've seen, if things weren't going very well, they could figure out there was something they could lean on. And we still haven't found that thing that they can lean on right now. Hopefully, getting some of these receivers back healthy will help with the entire operation. So will they? I'm a firm believer they will at some point. In terms of what Hentz was saying about Andy Reid, and I'm not passing judgment on him, or again, they've forgotten more about offensive football than I'll ever know.
Right.
You see kind of what happened with the Dolphins and when they had Tyreek and Waddle, and everybody's flying around, and that scheme was just like Tua looked like a superstar. As time has come on, it's kind of clunky now, and it's not quite working as well. And some of those quick shots that looked so simple before, so they're not really adjusting. There's not like that counter punch. So I think that's what Hentz is referring to, is perhaps maybe the counter punch coming from the Chiefs. And I think primarily the reason is because you don't have all those same types of weapons. Right. Mm-hmm. If you have those weapons, maybe again, all those schemes, they're going to work. It's just a matter of, finding guys fast enough, being quick enough, being able to read the defense quickly and be on the same page as Patrick, and everything is flowing and everything is very cool. So if those receivers are able to kind of get that done, then I think you'll see a little bit of rhythm, especially if they get a little bit of a running game going. They don't have, it's not going to be like they're going to rush the ball 50 times or 40 times, hell, even 30 times, but just be able to be successful enough on some runs to slow down the pass rush and be able to, give Patrick some time to chuck it down the field.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to the defense side of the ball. Go ahead.
All right. So can the Giants offense, led by Russell Wilson, expose the Chiefs defense? Expose. Are we insinuating there's a weak spot?
I don't know. They played I thought the defense played outstanding against the Eagles. I didn't.
They did. Yeah.
I didn't see a whole lot of weeks. You take away half the success of the tush push, or allowing 2nd and 5 yards, 2nd and 6 yards after a 1st and, a 2nd and 10, getting 3 yards or 4 yards by Barkley. That's what killed them in that game. They were going to run the ball a lot. They weren't passing the ball very well. And even the long pass, that McDuffie was out of place was just a throw it up Hail Mary at that point.
He was in place, Nick. It's just that's kind of his thing, it seems like, that the ball skills is just.
Well, he's also
being a kind of a smurf in terms.
You got to turn around. You got to look for the ball. You can't let the receiver.
Well, he did.
He did, but he was a yard and a half past him, so it doesn't do you any good. If he simply turns around earlier in that route, he could backpedal to knocking the ball down or even interception. Anyway, that's beside the point. I don't think that's a huge weakness for the Chiefs.
That might be the exposing part, Nick.
Well, it could be, but I think this defense is going to be just fine. I'm not worried about the defense. I think they play good. They played a really good offensive Eagles team, and they held them for the most part. You take away if you take away the interceptions, you take away the some of the other things that were missed in that game. I don't think there's a whole lot to expose in the Chiefs defense, and I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be the guy to do it.
I mean, outside of not getting much pressure on Hurts, they did play really well. How many points did they give up? They didn't give up many points,
and 17 points were on turnovers.
I have to say this, man. I know we all know we got Super Bowls and trophies and everything else. The first game, our D-line was exposed, right? The second game, the D-line was exposed, right? The pass rush wasn't there. The pressure wasn't there. We got $100-some million man in the middle. We got another $100-some million man on the outside that's not cashing in those chips. Now that contract for George Kalani is looking questionable. Can this kid be exposed, right? You know what I mean?
Butchering his name. Come on, give him some respect.
George, Furious George. I love the kid, right? If you're gonna rock Derek Johnson's number 56, you got to come out here and play like it, right? So Can Russell Wilson and offensive line and the Giants come out and expose the Chiefs? And I think not the secondary, because the secondary played well. Nye Williams came in there for his 8 snaps. He came up and gave up 1 pass for 4 yards and played a heck of a game. Trent McDuffie, you know what I mean? Even I knock on the kid. Even I know I knock on the kid a lot. Cook looked like a Pro Bowl safety on Sunday, right? Cook looked like a Pro Bowl safety.
Whoa, stop the press. Clip that. Clip this right now.
He looked like a Pro Bowl safety out there. I said, man, I'm sorry. He made me regret my words. But again, I'm calling out this defensive line. Dre been saying it for the start of the week. I seen it. I seen the defensive line in Seattle when the Seattle preseason game. I said, if this defensive line coming out like this, we're gonna have a long season.
Well, it hasn't been that bad.
Yeah. Well, we ain't getting no pressure from Chris Jones. We ain't giving no pressure from George Kalafis.
Yeah. Oh no, no question. They got to step up.
Yeah, they got to step up.
Ashton Galati time.
Look at who said it now.
I don't disagree. He was going to be the replacement for Mike Jana anyway. Now he gets to start.
So it's not like he didn't play.
So he and Leo Chanel are going to be the pass rushers.
They all played. Everybody's got a hand in this. Every single one of them.
So peak game, right? Speaking about the chief defensive front, we got Charles Emmanuel haven't did shit. Galati a little banged up. You know what I'm saying? I do expect more from Galati. We got George Kalafis, right? $100 million man, hence the guy everybody was banking on. Haven't did diddly shit. Haven't did nothing. And then we got the main man, Chris Jones. Haven't got a sack, not a pressure, man. Like for real, it's like the Chiefs gonna have to step it up front. This is the game they can do it on because the Giants' offense line is trash.
Right,
offense line is trash. God, there's no Tilly. He got to step up too. Everybody on this chief defensive front is gonna have to step up. Now going to the secondary, right? You said Cook did well. He did. Hicks did okay. McDuffie, I don't give a damn. He played decent. All to that last play, that was on him.
Yeah, that was like one play he really gave up.
Listen, Lou, like you stated, he doesn't have good eye coordination when the ball goes in the air, man.
No, that's bullshit. That is not true. No, you're full of crap.
He's out of character.
Turn your hat around so you get your head right. No.
He's going against Malik Neighbors, right? One of the best young wide receivers in the game right now. Now, do I trust McDuffie going against him? Do I trust McDuffie going against him? I don't know. I like McDuffie. I like they size up perfectly, but if they can control Malik Neighbors, then I say okay. But until then, I don't know. And then you got the other guy, Wandale from the Giants, right? Putting up, getting the same type of targets, almost the same type of yardage, just like Malik Neighbors. Yeah, that too. Hey, that too.
Okay.
Hey, I forgot about him. But what I'm saying is this: on the other side of the ball, guy, Christian's out. I heard Christian's out.
Christian Fulton. Yeah, we got a new post to
we
put
may
out.
have mentioned that earlier in the show.
Right.
All right.
Wait. So now can Noah Williams go out there and handle his business?
I think he can. Yeah.
I'm just saying now.
If he gets to play, I mean, obviously they drafted him for a reason. I mean, they believe in him, right? So if they put him out there, they believe that he can do it. Again,
Lou, did he lead the college in interceptions? Right, correct? No,
I believe he
did.
So that's the guy they were looking at. Noah Williams.
As far as Trent is concerned, we are nitpicking. Okay, he's a Pro Bowl corner. The issue that he has is one that he really can't overcome because he's under 6 feet. So typically, bigger receivers, no matter if he is in phase or not, they have the ability to kind of box him out. It's like basketball, right? If they're able to box him out and get it, he can't the only way he can make that play is if he interferes with him, or he has to stay underneath the guy and just be able to get between the ball and that dude. And that's, tough to do when you're a little bit smaller and the ball is thrown so high in the air.
Well, him and Smith are the same size, right? So that's not
Devontae Smith is over 6 feet tall. I mean, he's
Okay,
not.
if he is,
he's not.
it's barely.
I mean, he's a skinny guy, but he's got some height to him.
All right.
But the point is this: in terms of exposing the Chiefs' defense, they're not really going to expose anything that we're not aware of. So that's the one thing is kind of like the deep ball, especially against Cuffs and a larger receiver. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson is not a big receiver. Jalen Hyatt is like on a milk carton somewhere. We don't know where he is. Darius Slayton is injured. Neighbors is the guy. That's the one. You can't let him wreck the game. Okay. You hit the nail on the head.
Neighbors is there. They're going to throw it up.
It's the down 4. We're not getting any pressure.
That's it.
George, all due respect, was paid like an average edge rusher. 22 million a year, 24 million a year. Top of the market is 40 plus. So you can't expect him to be like all of a sudden turn into this great pass rusher because you paid him a little bit. Now he's going to get his 8 to 10 sacks a year. He's going to hold the edge. He's going to do his job. So you really can't rely on him to be like the main pass rusher.
Well, that sucks.
Now, if you felt like that was going to be bad for you and bad for your defense, then you don't re-sign him, and now you look like an idiot for drafting the guy in the first round. So everybody's got this is on everybody. This is a group thing. You don't rush as individuals, you rush as a pack, and everybody's got to take their part in it and do their job and get to Russell and make him throw those moon balls sooner than he wants so they can pick him off.
That's gonna be the matchup to see.
I don't know what else to say.
Listen, neighbors. Murph versus neighbors.
Okay, McDuffie is very good at his job. He has a tendency sometimes because he's shorter to not find the ball. Guess what? Every single cornerback in the NFL has the same problem consistently. You can't be in the right position on every single play. It was a Hail Mary. It was perfectly located. It had enough loft to confuse him. He still should have made a play, in my opinion, but he's not the problem on this defense, okay? He's not the problem on the Chiefs roster. He's one of the good guys.
There's a small flaw in his game, and it shows up a lot, and usually against the Eagles.
Okay, so he doesn't play well against the Eagles. He's played well against a lot of teams in the NFL.
Right. Oh no, we're not saying he's a bad player.
And I just think it was just one of the. It was just
an average player.
The Eagles.
He just can't jump.
He has a little hole in his game. Okay.
The game flow was favoring the Eagles from the opening snap. It was just a steady climb, steady climb. And they had opportunities, and the Chiefs didn't capitalize when they had them.
Is that better? I hope I'm in better position than T-Cuffs.
Yeah. We talk about 2 big mistakes in the game, and maybe it's a different outcome. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the defense that lost this game. They held them under 200 total yards of offense. Correct? That's pretty impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
We're just saying what could be exposed. That's all.
Leave McDuffie alone. I wouldn't pay him $120 million, but I'd leave him alone.
Leave him alone. What the hell? If you playing bad, damn it, you're gonna be called out, Nick.
There it is. John Harrison sets the record straight.
Part of his game.
McDuffie's 5'11", 193.
Trent's 5'11" in Hence's grandfather's cleats. Okay, that's why he's 5. No way in hell. Okay. So whatever.
Oh God, I've been gone for 4 days, and this is what I get back to.
I appreciate you looking that up. You just see what the eyes can see when you see him in front of a receiver. That other guy, no matter who it is, usually looks like a giant. So, all right, no pun intended. Or Malik Neighbors is a giant.
Next question.
Is this a must-win game? We've already covered this, Hensley.
Oh, we did.
A must-win game for the Chiefs to save their season. Yeah, they were one of the 0-2 teams, and they're favored, which is really, really dangerous.
Okay, everybody put their hand up if it's a must-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go. Next question.
Yes. Gotta win.
I want to ask it. It's a must. I will answer the question since nobody else. It's a must.
Answer the question then.
It's a must win. They never won on the road against the Giants, right?
No.
They've
beaten the Giants in the Meadowlands before. In the Meadowlands, they beat them. Not too often.
I thought I saw something in the Super Bowl in like the modern era. They have never beaten the Giants in New Jersey.
Yeah,
okay,
so that's
in the modern era, being in New Jersey,
it hasn't been that many times. I think maybe like four.
Once.
It's happened like 4 or 5 times.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
Oh
Just
shit!
keep talking.
Oh
sure.
shit!
So, but what I'm saying is that this has got to be a must-win, guys. The Bills are 3-0.
Has more wins there than the Chiefs. You have to be of a certain age to get that. So sorry.
The Bills are 3-0. Everybody, the Cinderella of the season. Every season is the Bills, right? Every Cinderella story. It's everybody's heart. Every season,
looking like the favorites this year, Hensley.
No, they are.
But again,
Steve Darling.
Then you got this has got to be a must-win, guys. I think that loss at home. Then you got everything in the media about Chris Jones, and all the fans are saying he's a crybaby. Not the Chiefs fans, other fans around the NFL are saying he's a crybaby.
The media, hence, I think you pointed out earlier. They play the Lions and the Ravens coming up, and even if you play very well in those games, you can lose those games easily as well. So
you could be 0-6.
I have it definitively.
Got to win this one.
Chiefs have never beat the New York Giants.
Tom Hood scooped you, Nick,
at their home. Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Let's get to the keys to victory. Go ahead.
For the Chiefs to get their first win, what's the single most important key to victory? Nick.
The most important key to the victory on Sunday night football in New Jersey against New York Giants is boiled down to one single thing.
I gotta hear this.
Whatever it takes, you win the damn game.
That's it.
That's it. Whatever it takes. No, seriously.
Whatever it takes.
I think a wide receiver has got to step up and play really, really big. Whether that's Thornton, whether that's Worthy if he gets back on the field. To me, I think Thornton is the most important piece on this offense right now because he's the only player through 2 games that's consistently gotten open. So if he has a big game, I'm talking about 1, maybe 2 touchdowns and 100+ receiving. He's going to be the MVP of the game. And the conversation that Bill Belichick had with Andy Reid saying he was a good kid, you should bring him on your team, probably is going to pay dividends. I think Thornton, to me, is the biggest key in this game. Mm-hmm. As he goes, it opens up everything else for the Chiefs offense.
I'd say the biggest key in the game has got to be Kingsley versus that man, that giant.
Shit. That's
got to be the key. I know. I'm just
now. Dexy usually rushes from the inside.
He does.
But I seen him on the Giants. He was going everywhere.
Thibodeau, Burns, all of them. He'll get a shot at all of them. Abdul Carter.
This gonna be line. Shit.
This is gonna be a matchup for Kingsley, man. And Kingsley, can he be the king that slayed the Giants defensive line in the Meadowlands? And I think, this is got to be the key. This is going to be the key to victory is what Kingsley do up front, right? What no more, and also no false starts, on Sunday night, where it all started at for Jawan Taylor, right?
Thank you, Chris Collinsworth.
On Sunday night, where it all started. Can he go redeem himself on Sunday night? Jonathan Taylor, number 74, no false starts.
Dude was playing in Jacksonville, minding his own business, having a good career. Next thing you know, he goes on Sunday Night Football and it's all blown up.
It's all blown up. So with that said, man, who's going to stop Dex? Who's going to stop number 97? That guy is huge. Now, I know Chris Jones is huge. I know Chris Jones is huge, but this guy, hey, he's a menace on that defensive line now.
If there's an heir apparent to Chris Jones, that's your guy right there.
When that get taken care of by Kingsley, and Kingsley take care of what he got to take care of, then the Chiefs go send a first-round pick for Dexter back over here. He come over to sit in Kansas City. No Tyreek Hill. We just get Chris Jones and Dexter on the same squad.
I'm gonna say. I said it before. I'm gonna say. I want to say two, but I know Lou gonna take this one. I'm gonna say the connection with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce has to be better. I want it to be a whole lot better to get that going. And definitely, what I said before with the running game, I think the running game is gonna be very important to stop the Mountain Rushmore of Dexter Lawrence. You have to slow them guys down. And I feel like right now is gonna be the time to do it. This is gonna be the game to really establish the run. Really establish the run down, guys. We know Dallas what the Dallas Cowboys did. Now we got the workhorse in Kareem Hunt. They can get the job done. He's physical enough to go in between the tackle and take on them guys. So I'm gonna definitely say the run game.
Okay.
O-line, D-line.
There it is.
If I have to pick one of those, O-line. O-line just got to play like dogs. I mean, they really do. Whether it's in the run game, protecting Patrick, that I think will be the single most important key. Is if they have a good game collectively, right? Don't want to be giving up a bunch of sacks. Want to give Patrick. I mean, it doesn't have to be like 100% clean. Just give him like 2.5 to get rid of it, right? Give them an opportunity to get rid of the ball and give the receivers a chance to kind of like get into their routes before he does get hit. So yeah, O-line for sure as a unit. I'm not going to pick out one guy. All of them have to play as a unit together and get it done. I think that'll get it done. If they play well, that'll get them over the top.
Sam Paris said O-line, you know what I mean? Everybody else in O-line and everything else. So with that said, guys, let's get into our score prediction. It looked like everybody's agreeing except me. You know what I mean? Except me at the end. I got the Chiefs winning 41-10.
Again, as bankable as time's yours.
You know what's crazy? Every time you put these outrageous numbers up, man, they lose. You know these outrageous numbers up, they lose, man.
Right, sir, don't you come over here.
Your confidence is waning. You only have the Chiefs scoring 41. What's going on, Hence? 41? That's it?
Yeah, I guess that means that's the halftime score for him. So
Mango got a 27-17, Dre 21-17, Nick 24. Nick and Lou is agreeing 24-16. 24-16. So y'all saying that's gonna be a close game.
It's going to be a close game.
One score game. I mean, that's what they play.
It's going to be a boring game, guys. It's going to be a boring game
until they get things rolling. And it may not be for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
I can't see them really scoring a ton of points. And the thing is, if the defense is playing well, you really don't need to score a ton, but you'd like to have some separation. So, the margin for error isn't always so slim where like one play that you mess up can cost you the game. I mean, you'd like to have, some room for error there. So yeah, let's go one score. It's up
to y'all guys. It's up to everybody's guys. Best secondary, best DB, T Smurf. If T Smurf can go out there, man, and get the job done,
we're not going to start that. Neighbors, okay, I'm sorry it came out of my mouth.
Hey, you said it, Lou. You said it, and I'm gonna keep it. That's my name for him, T Smurf. If we can jump
wait
up,
wait till you see him in public. You don't see how much Smurf T.
Don't worry about it. That's cool. I mean, but you can't jump high.
You have my permission. You have my permission.
You can't jump high as me.
That dude coming up, playing the run, you don't want to run into him. He's a hitter now.
But I do want to jump with him, though.
He is such a good player all the way around. Again, we speak to one little hole in the game, and it just becomes magnified because usually it happens with Jawan Taylor.
Same thing with Jawan Taylor. His fundamentals, though. We dog him. We're going to dog everybody you mess up. Yeah. That's what it is.
All the Giants. Let's get on it, guys. It's Red Friday. It's the Giants week. It's the little Giants. They better come out and they bubble wrap just like they did and everything. They better have the fridge on the little Giants.
Wouldn't it be ironic if they tried the fumble risky against the Chiefs?
I thought it was the annexation of Mexico or Puerto Rico. Which one was it?
Hey, shout out to Little Giants, man. It's one of my favorite movies, man. One of my favorite NFL.
Yeah, mine too.
I hope the Chiefs don't let them turn into the Giants. Turn them into the Little Giants. Honey,
hey, just get a damn win, and hopefully the Ravens and the Lions beat each other up on on Monday Night Football.
Spike!
Short
Spike!
week.
So
And they get the best of the Ravens.
Hensley,
Spike, don't lose.
Hensley, do you have anything for last call?
Yeah, I'm starting to, I got a contract with one of the Chiefs.
Well, first off, let me set this up. We're going to try to experiment with a new segment that, in the bar as we're leaving, you get the lights flash on and off or whatever, and they'll yell out last call. So here we go. Hensley, turn it over to you for our first edition of Last Call.
Well, I work with, one of the Chiefs training, strength and coaches, sons, and, his son is 5'11", 166.
Mm-hmm.
So about the same size as Trent.
Yeah, but only 14 years old, though.
He's a little taller.
Yeah, only 14 years old, wide receiver, man. He already got the schools and stuff looking at him and everything else like that. So, man.
Talk Jayhawk, buddy. There you go.
So they came out to me. They seen some of my work, and I was like, hey, can you, monitor our son, freshman year all the way to college? I'm like, hey, I would do it. Thank you for honoring me to do it. But, watch some of the kids' stuff, man, like, this blocking is his route running and everything. His name is Dayton Jordan. I think I went right. Last name Jordan. Drayton Jordan. Drayton Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, 5. Hey, next rising star.
He'll be 6'1" a year from now.
Do we have video?
I can't play. I'm gonna get copyrights for the music, so I can't play them.
Oh my goodness! Well, just turn the sound down. Well, that's
we're
talking ball here. We don't care about the music, Hence. I mean, no offense, but
we don't care about the thump in the trunk. Just play the goddamn video.
But yeah,
other thing I wanted to say was there have been talk. People talk. Well, go get Devin A-Chain and do this and trade for but the Miami Dolphin, and I think he's from the area. Matt Miller, draft scout for ESPN.
Yeah, I used to work on that.
He posited Jalen Wright that has either fallen out of favor or Hence's guy, Ollie Gordon, has just moved past him. Jalen Wright's got a ton of speed. So he kind of checks that box. He hasn't been getting the ball much, so he's fresh. So if there is a trade with the Dolphins, per Matt Miller of ESPN, it could. Now, again, this was off the top of his head. He wasn't reporting this. Don't go nuts with this. But it was an interesting thought, and I wanted to get you guys' point of view if you think that is really something they care about at this point. Because to me, I feel like that's kind of an indictment on Brashard Smith at the time for the time being.
Well, no. I don't think the indictment's on Brashard Smith. The indictment is on the fact that Andy Reid has not played him enough.
Right,
hasn't given him enough opportunities.
We hit that hard on
yeah,
Monday.
I know. I obviously wasn't there, so I didn't get to take my take. But that's the bottom line. Brashard Smith needs to be the starter. I mean, Pacheco talked today, which I know he did it. The Chiefs did it because he's going to New Jersey, but he's the 47th ranked out of 47 running backs in the NFL.
Well, he's only got the ball 15 times.
It doesn't matter. He's not productive in any of the.
Well, he hasn't been. No.
Okay, so
you're right.
So if they want to develop, if they're going to fix this offense, Isaiah Pacheco has no future in the organization past this year. It's not going to happen. He's not that kind of running back that they need.
Yeah.
Brashard Smith is potentially the future. Now, I still make a trade to bring another running back in. If they're not going to play
Elijah
Mitchell, which again, I don't understand.
I don't either.
Give him his chance. What can you possibly lose? He's got more experience.
Maybe Dolphins fans are saying the same thing about Jalen Wright.
Well, yeah. So maybe you swap maybe you swap the two running backs, one for the other.
There you go.
I think that solves the problem. But the Chiefs and the Dolphins, I believe very strongly, will make a trade. If not this week, it'll be the following week.
Okay, but are you A-Chain or Tyreek Hill?
A trade. They will be picks going to the Dolphins and a player coming to Kansas.
Offense or defense?
I think it's going to be offense.
Okay. So you don't want to say the Tyreek Hill word for some reason, but okay.
No, I will go further. I'll just tell you. I mean, I was flying yesterday. I got a text right when I landed and said that Tyreek Hill is going to be a Chief on Monday. Now I'm not saying that's it. The source is someone who I'm friendly with.
Did you guys watch the game last night?
Yeah.
Look at Henson's face.
Did you
I
get
watched
the,
some of it.
did you get the sense that those guys are still playing hard?
No, I didn't get the sense they
Really?
played.
I think they came out from what I saw, and I saw mostly highlights because I got in late. But mostly
they were in the game. I mean, I was
in the
shocked.
game.
Well,
How-
yeah. I mean, I fell
Yeah.
asleep early, so they were in the game when it was 20-21 all at half, 21-21 heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So they were in the game. They played well. They showed up. I thought Tyreek Hill had a good game. I don't think the Dolphins are going to keep Tyreek Hill. I think that at some point the Dolphins are going to have to look to the future. They're going to have to dump all these guys. They're going to have to eat some salary. They're going to have a bad cap next year, but the salary cap's going up about $25 million next year, in my opinion. So that's going to ease some of this burden. But at the end of the day, I think these are two teams that are willing to trade with one another, and I think the Dolphins are going to want picks. And I don't know what is assuming it's
don't play with me, Crystal Lee. If Jadon Blue is available, you go get him.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Get it?
they can throw anybody back there, and it's going to help.
Has become the instigator. She knows what Hens is thinking that whole time. He hasn't been. He has not been active yet, and it's not injury related. He hasn't been active this year, or at least he wasn't last game. So there are guys, like you said, there's always going to be running backs out there, and that's what I think Brett counts on. They're just not going to pay up for one.
Yeah.
So to Nick's point, I mean, I think we said it going into this year. This is going to be Pops' last year with the Chiefs. Even if he has a really good year, if he was to take a small deal, like some of these guys are, get like 2 years, 7 or 8 million, 10 million, something like that, maybe. But even that's a stretch. So yes. This is probably going to be his last go around with the Chiefs. So we'll see. It'd just be very interesting as we get closer to the trade deadline, because in my opinion, it looked like they did play fairly hard. I mean, the Bills don't look like they were just kind of half-assing it, in my opinion.
So listen, Tyreek Hill had
if
10
Tua
targets.
doesn't telegraph that pick, we're talking about the Dolphins offense.
Yep.
That linebacker knew the ball was coming. He broke so quickly. And he even said afterwards, we saw this on film, throws it right to him, and bang, they score a touchdown, and it's a 10-point.
I'm telling you this, Tyreek Hill was targeted 10 times, guys. 10 times he caught 10 for 5, man. He had 40-some yards, man. So like they trying to get him involved in the offense.
Waddle got
They're
involved
trying
a little
to
bit
get him.
too.
He had five receptions,
but it was all short passes.
All short passes. So do Tyreek Hill miss? Do he miss the deep ball, gentlemen? Yes. He wants the deep ball again. He wants to utilize that speed. And right now, I can see in his facial expression, he's trying to be a team player. He missed the arm of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So he might be coming back to Kansas City. And
there's a strong possibility. I mean, listen, for those who if the Chiefs Kingdom really wants Tyreek Hill, there are two things to keep in mind. Number one, not only is the trade compensation going to be an interesting question, do they give up if the Chiefs give up a 2 or a 3, that means that the Dolphins are going to eat all of the salary.
Fumbling problem.
If it's a 5 or a 6 or a 7, then that means the Chiefs are going to have to pay part of his salary. Number two, what's key in my opinion is, allegedly he's been in trouble. He's in trouble again. That case is not going to be heard at any point, I don't think, this year, probably sometime next year. How do the Chiefs view this? Is this a 13, 12, 15 game, 14 game, 1 year deal for Hill, and they're going to cut him after next year? That's one thing. But if they want him on the roster in 2026, when they're going to have to pay Rashee Rice, who is probably going to take a very team-friendly deal here at some point before the end of the season, they're going to have to eventually pay Worthy. They got Thornton, for the next 4 years. They've got some talent at the wide receiver, and is that where they're going to allocate their money? And then the big question is, what do they do with Trey McDuffie? Do they pay him? So all these things have to factor in. But for me, the Chiefs don't make a deal with Miami unless Miami's eating a significant portion of that contract.
Right.
And that's not something I think they're going to do at this point. If they go, I don't know who they play next week. So if they go 0-4, they got no chance at the playoffs, and they got no chance to make any noise this season. And they're going to have to regroup. And that could be firing McDaniels. That could be firing the general manager. That could be just doing
They do fire McDaniels. Do you bring him in and replace McNaghy?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's too far down the road, man. I can't.
Dang, bro. That's too far down to the ocean.
Andy Reid's never going to give up the control to a guy like that. He's not giving it up to Nagy, who's his best friend.
Yeah, McDaniel's not going to go be an offensive coordinator. Now that he's been a head coach for an Andy Reid type coach, he might go like somewhere if there's a defensive coach so that he can like really show his wares, that he's in charge of the offense, so he gets his name back up for a head coach. Yeah, I think Mango's got a quote in here. Pelissero was positing, or maybe he was hearing things that they would trade him for a fourth. I think if they took a fourth for him, then they are not going to eat a considerable part of his salary. Then I think the Chiefs would be on the hook, which I then in turn think that no way are they want to be on the hook for that kind of money. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Rashee Rice extension, Trent McDuffie extension. Do you really want to put that much into that receiver? And you're kind of duplicating like skills. If you really think Xavier is that guy,
man, Crystal Wilder,
is Tyreek really one worth paying for if you've got a rookie under control that can maybe do some of the same things?
I think he's done. I think he's done. Crystal again brings it. Do Waddle have any babies? I don't know his current situation.
Crystal, I think, has let her hair down. If it is a her,
Crystal, we love
it's
you.
a her.
Crystal, you need to come on the show. I keep saying that every week.
The hair has got to get you on the come show. Down. She started off like me.
Do you let go Matt Nagy and bring in Dick Vermeil? I'm just saying.
Dick Vermeil's not coaching.
Matt
Nagy's not the problem. Andy Reid calls the plays. End of story.
If Dick Vermeil come back, bro, we were 05, baby.
We had talked about it. This would be Andy self-scouting. Is Andy? Does he? He doesn't portray it, obviously, at the mic, but does he feel like maybe he needs another set of eyes outside of the people in the building? Because, again, sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees.
He's doing it his way.
Hey, they brought Chris Alt in when they wanted to do the pistol. They brought Childress in just to kind of be up and kind of come up with different types of concepts. Does he consult with a Gruden? He says he talks to Vermeil a lot. So I don't know if that is an issue, but you would like to think that things would evolve, because you see a lot of the same things and it's just happening over and over again. And you keep hearing, I can do a better job putting the guys in better spots. And you'd like to think at some point that happens versus every week hearing that same refrain.
There you go. Dolphins next 2 games, Jets and Panthers. All right.
Well, I know that's pretty good. But do you bring in Alex Smith over Matt Nagy? I'm just saying.
Alex Smith's wife will never let him coach.
If Alex was willing to coach,
he'd already be on the staff. He'd already be on the staff.
The only one seriously that you could consider is if the Giants staff gets fired, that they bring Kafka back in some capacity, and then you'd have to figure out what you do between he and Nagy. So. But
again,
Mike
Nagy's
Kafka,
not the problem.
Mike Kafka,
Nagy does not call the plays.
The only one.
Nagy got the offenses.
Nagy does not call the plays. End of story. I don't want to hear it.
So with that said, guys, me and Coach see you guys Saturday, and also go Chiefs. This is a must.
To go home.
Winner go home.
Get the hell out of here.
This is it.
Last call.
Peace out.
Hire Lou Martinez for offensive coordinator.